Hi and welcome to our practical web development course preview. Let's see what we will be covering. For this course we will be using a Python-based web application, but this course is by no means limited to Python and Django. You can use the concepts presented here and easily adapt them to any web framework. The instructions presented in the lessons are for a Unix environment, more specifically for Ubuntu, but instructions for other operating systems will be available in the course notes. We will start by installing Anaconda, which we will use to create our Python virtual environment. Anaconda allows us to create multiple environments where different projects can coexist given their individual specifications and software versions like different versions of Python and libraries. We will then install PyCharm as our IDE and we will configure it to use our Anaconda environment. And then we will install and configure Docker that we will be using to create and manage our containerized microservice architecture. Next, we will discuss how a typical small application is set up and what are the limitations of that design. We will then see how it can be improved by using microservices and Docker containers and what are the advantages of this architecture. For the purpose of this practical course, we will use a small application called Cool Web App, which is displaying a list of events in the browser. We will start our Django web application with Docker and we will make sure that everything is running okay. Our next step will be to test the performance of our web application and we will identify its limits. Then we will add an Nginx load balancer and gunicorn to run our Django application and assess the impact that they have on our website's performance. We will improve it by adding Redis as our caching container and we will see how to cache sections of our web page or the whole URL path and what impact caching has on our page load time. Then we will simulate some intense calculations on the server and we will address the drop in performance by scaling our Django web app horizontally and configuring our Nginx load balancer to direct traffic to multiple Django containers. And in our final lesson, we'll make some changes to our microservice architecture in order to help defend it against denial of service attacks by simulating 3000 requests per second with concurrency set at 100 so we can still have a fast and responsive web application. We will end this course with some practical advice on how you should design your web applications so that they are fast and scalable. We are excited to have you aboard and we hope that this course will shed some light on how all these technologies fit in together. So let's get started!